Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Myself Dr. Sumit Patil, and I make videos upon English literature. And up till now I have made several videos which you can see on my YouTube channel. And today I would be talking about metaphysical poets. Now, who are these metaphysical poets? Who coined this term? And what is the characteristics of this metaphysical poets? So several things I would be talking in detail in this video. So please don't go anywhere. Watch this video until the end part, because I would be dedicating each and every point related to metaphysics, metaphysical poets, and the major metaphysical poet, or the person who started, or the founding father of the metaphysical poet is none other than John Donne. And apart from John Donne, there's George Herbert, Andrew Marvell, Richard Crashaw, Thomas Traherne, and Henry Vaughan. So these are the main important people, and the term metaphysical poets was coined by Dr. Samuel Johnson in his book Life of Abraham Cowley in the year 1777. So to begin with, the first and the foremost point, that is what is the basic thing in the metaphysical poets. That is, as I told you right now, that the metaphysical kind of poets, or the thing, it was coined by Dr. Samuel Johnson to a loose group of 17th century English poets whose work was characterized by the inventive use of conceits and by a greater emphasis on the spoken rather than lyrical quality of their verse. And these poets were not formally affiliated, and few were highly regarded until 20th century, wherein their attention established their importance. And the important person, as I told you right now, here is John Donne. And the origin of the name here, as I told you, that Abraham Cowley's book was Dr. Samuel Johnson in the chapter on Abraham Cowley in his book Lives of Most Eminent English Poets between 1779 to 1781. And here Dr. Samuel Johnson, he refers to the beginning of the 17th century, in which there appeared a race of writers that may be termed as the metaphysical poets. And this does not necessarily imply that he intended metaphysical to be used in its true sense. He rather probably he was referring to the witticism of John Dryden, who said about John Donne as, I quote, "He affects the metaphysics not only in his satires, but in his amorous verses, where nature only should reign, and perplexes the mind of the fair sex with nice speculations on philosophy, where he should engage their hearts and entertain them with the softness of love. In this, Mr. Abraham Cowley has copied him to a fault." So you can see here that these people, they were focusing on the main things such as love and other things, wherein philosophy also comes there. And to talk about defining this metaphysical, there is no scholarly consensus wherein English poets or these poems fit within the metaphysical genre, such as if I talk about Dr. Samuel Johnson, when he quoted these three poets, wherein Abraham Cowley, John Donne, and John Cleveland comes to the forefront. And after that, there were also poets such as George Herbert, Henry Vaughan, Andrew Marvell, and Richard Crashaw as the central figures. And there are two key people, or two anthologists, wherein they were responsible for identifying common stylistic traits among 17th century poets. And if I talk about the characteristics, these people were free from former artificial styles, wherein as I right now told you in my previous video about the Cavalier poets, they focused upon love, nature, beauty, and here these people focused on philosophy and love and the basic things. They used is the conceits. And another characteristics which is highlighted by Grisson in the Baroque European dimension of the poetry, it is the fantastic conceits and hyperboles which was the fashion throughout Europe. So this was the thing, that is conceit and hyperbole was used by metaphysical poets. And once again, Dr. Samuel Johnson, he says that that was borrowed, this kind of style was borrowed from Marino and his followers, and it was from the use of conceits particularly that the writing of these European counterparts was known connectissimo in Italian and conceptissimo in Spanish. And the European dimension of the Catholic poets such as Richard Crashaw and Southwell has been commented on by others. And Crashaw is frequently cited by Harold Segal when typifying the characteristics of the Baroque poem. And but he goes on to compare the work of several other metaphysical poets to their counterparts in both Western and Eastern Europe. And the use of conceits was common not only across the continent but also elsewhere in England among the Cavalier poets also. So you can just see that Cavalier poets and these metaphysical poets, they had something in common. And it also included elegists of John Donne as Thomas Carew and Godolphin. And to give you an example, the rhetorical way in which various forms of repetition accumulate in creation a tension only relieved by their resolution at the end of the poem. And now if I talk about other things, other major things wherein metaphysical poets, about metaphysical poets, as I told you that John Donne, George Herbert, Richard Crashaw, Henry Vaughan, Andrew Marvell, Thomas Traherne, together with lesser figures such as Edward Benlowes and Lord Herbert of Cherbury and Abraham Cowley and John Cleveland. As I told you that these people, they come into one group of poets, metaphysical, entitled by or the name given by Dr. Samuel Johnson. And Alexander Pope partly anticipated Dr. Samuel Johnson when he spoke of Cowley, Abraham Cowley, borrowing his metaphysical style from John Donne. And earlier, John Donne had accompanied that affects the metaphysics, perplexing the minds of the I should say the fair people with nice speculations on philosophy. And William Drummond, probably with John Donne in mind, censured poetic innovators who employed metaphysical ideas and scholastical quiddities. And the label is misleading since none of these poets is seriously interested in metaphysics except Herbert of Cherbury, and even he includes the interests from this poetry. And further, they have a reality little in common. The features their work is generally taken to display are sustained dialectic, paradox, novelty, incongruity, and muscular rhythms, giving the effect of a speaking voice, and the use of elaborately extended metaphysical or metaphors or conceits. And now, with the new taste for clarity and impatience with figurative language that prevailed after the Restoration period, such as Restoration period, I hope you all know that 1660 to 1700, the period is there, and their reputation dwindled, though their quaintness earned some recognition from critics. And their revival was delayed until after the First World War. When it came, however, it was dramatic. Indeed, the revaluation of metaphysical poetry and the related downgrading of Romantics and John Milton was the major figure of rewriting of English literary history in the first half of the 20th century. Key documents in the revival of metaphysical lyrics and poems of the 17th century. And now I hope I have made quite background idea. I guess I have gave you all a background idea of the metaphysical poets, and those poets I guess you all now know, and it was coined by Dr. Samuel Johnson, such as John Donne was the founding father of metaphysical poetry, and there were 5 to 6 people such as George Herbert, Andrew Marvell, Robert Southey, Richard Crashaw, Thomas Traherne, and Henry Vaughan. So with this I conclude this video. I hope you all have liked this video, and please comment below what all things you have liked, and several other suggestions also, and I would be implementing those in my upcoming videos. But please don't forget to share this video with your friends who are interested in English literature, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the red button there, as well as click the notification bell icon so that you will get the notification of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much.